We just wrapped up American Heart Month, but the push for awareness continues. Today we're talking about congenital heart defects and how they can be detected even before birth. To tell us more, we're joined by Dr. Lisa Halley, the medical director of fetal cardiology at Children's Minnesota. Thank you so much for making time to be here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely. We have to talk about this. I mean, can you tell us more about this heart defect and how it's actually pretty common?
Yeah, so congenital heart defects are malformations in the heart that occur at the time the heart is forming, so very early in pregnancy. The heart's done forming by about 10 weeks of pregnancy, and a pregnancy lasts 40 weeks. So heart defects are abnormalities that children are born with at the time that they come into this world.
Right, absolutely. So you talked about detecting these heart defects during pregnancy. Are there certain tests that you use?
Yep, so typically, most families become aware that their baby may have a heart defect or a heart difference really around the time of mid-trimester, so around 20 weeks when you have your screening ultrasound. The OB is required to do certain screening images of the heart. If any of those images kind of catch their attention or look abnormal, they'll often refer you to a higher level of screening, which would include a fetal echocardiogram with a cardiologist. So that's me. So I'm a pediatric cardiologist. I am one, myself and my team perform these fetal echoes, which are specialized ultrasounds, really looking at the baby's heart before birth in detail, looking for anything that might be different from normal.
Okay, so we have the initial screening, then if they find something, they come to you.
Yep.
What happens once we get to you? Are there more tests or more one-on-one sit-downs?
Yeah, so the fetal echocardiogram is a really good test. So we can pick up more than 90% of heart defects before a baby is born. Heart defects are actually very common. So 1 in 100 babies will have a heart defect. So in the United States, about 40,000 babies are born with a heart problem. And about a quarter of those, so 1 out of every 4 heart defects is going to be a critical or complex form that's going to need some sort of life-saving intervention after birth for them to have long-term survival.
So this is something you're seeing quite frequently.
In my world, it's something that we do see frequently, although I think a lot of the public is unaware of just how common congenital heart problems are.
Absolutely. I mean, if parents who are expecting are watching this and maybe they've heard like, hey, a heart defect could pop up, what are kind of some words you can give to them? Because it can be scary.
Yeah, I mean, it's very anxiety provoking to hear that your baby may have a difference in the way that their heart is formed. For those families out there, I think the first thing to hear is that there is really a spectrum in terms of, congenital heart defects. Some are very, very minor, and some are major or more complex. For most of the minor forms, we're able to counsel families and then really allow them to continue a relatively normal pregnancy, deliver at their preferred hospital, and then come see us as an outpatient when their child's a little bit older. For those with major forms of heart disease, this is a really important time. Picking up that heart disease before the baby is born allows families times to be educated, to create a good delivery plan. For those babies that we know are going to need some sort of intervention after birth, we'll often have them deliver at the Mother Baby Center down in Minneapolis. So that's a joint collaboration between Allina Health and Children's Minnesota, so that families can stay together at the time their baby's born and that the team is ready and prepared at Children's Minnesota to take care of the baby right after they're born.
So just stay hyper prepared, but there's also support.
That's right.
With the team
right.
at Children's. Thank you so much, Doctor, for breaking this all down for us.
Yeah.
It was very informational. We'll have all of these details and tips at care11.com/noon. We'll be right back.